Hey guys, welcome back to Coin Knowledge. Today we're looking at another DeFi project that is a tomb fork on the Binance network. This project is called Ames DeFi. If you guys are a fan of crypto passive income and all these different projects, please consider liking the video and subscribing. Support means a lot, and otherwise we'll get back into Ames DeFi. So if you look here at their white paper, you can see what is Ames DeFi. It is a tomb fork that is actually pegged to BUSD, a stablecoin. So, which is very nice to have with these tomb forks. That way you don't have to worry about the asset they're pegged to fluctuating. They are pegged to a stablecoin, BUSD being one of the better ones. If you see here, Ames.DeFi. So again, they are pegged to BUSD running on the BNB chain. And how does the protocol work? So a couple tips about Ames DeFi or tomb forks really in general. So the things you want to keep note of: when the Ames price is over the peg, so the 1-to-1 peg, which we'll look at on their homepage here, the new peg token Ames are minted to drive the price down. These new peg tokens are allocated to A shareholders in the boardroom, thus staking A share in the boardroom. And then when it is at peg, Ames holders can use the Ames BUSD liquidity pair or liquidity pool to increase their yield. At this point, new Ames will stop getting minted. And when Ames goes below peg, investors should consider having their strategy lean towards buying a bond using Ames. That way it takes, Ames out of circulation and burns them to get A bonds. And then when they just back over peg, they can sell A bond to earn profit. And this ecosystem does make up of three main tokens for Ames DeFi: Ames tokens, which is Ames, and then Ames share, A share, Ames bonds, which is A bond. So if you look here, you can see they have the three listed up here along with BUSD, what they are pegged at. So farm, A share, and earn rewards in their stablecoin ecosystem. And you see the total value locked within this project is about 2.6 million. So pretty early, especially for a project like this or these tomb forks. Very early, total value locked. They've been around for a couple months now, Ames.DeFi. And again, you see their peg right now is over. So typically with these tomb forks, especially with Ames.DeFi, you want this main number here, this peg, the TWAP price, the time weighted average price, I believe. You always ideally want to see this over 1. That is huge because it plays a big part within this ecosystem. So right now, a big part of that is because we are pegged to BUSD, a stablecoin. We are well over peg, and you can see they have A share and A bond. So if you look here, we'll get the first tab. If you're curious on where to buy these tokens, you can buy on the main page. You can hit, buy, and it will take you to Pancake Swap, and it will load the contract in. And you can buy it right there, because again, on the BNB network. But if you look at their farms, so you can earn A share in their farms, which we'll look at what you can do with A share on the next tab. But if you get in their farms, you can pair like Ames BUSD LP. You can pair it, and you can get, here are the APRs at this moment. Again, it's crypto. All this will probably change in the future, but at the time of this recording, look at these APRs, pretty high. And as this ecosystem builds and grows, and this total value locked goes a lot higher, expect these maybe to not maintain the same level they're at right now. Just my advice. And you can also put Ames or A share LPs on all these different ones. UST, and that's why they're not running, because we all know what happened with UST. And if one thing to note as well that I forgot, Ames.DeFi, they are audited by OXGuard, so that's always nice to see. You can check out their audit if you hit that logo. If you look at the boardroom, so with the boardroom, you can actually put your A share to work. You'd go to the boardroom. Now, one thing to note about the boardroom is that it will continue to print Ames tokens as long as the TWAP or the peg is over 1, so it has to be 1-to-1. Again, I think right now we're about 117 right now. So as long as the peg is over 1, boardroom can be very lucrative. So you can see it now that we're over peg. This would be a good place to put your A share, since the APR right now is about 742 for an APR, and if you compound that, you can have a higher APY. And you can see their epochs, they're currently on the 378th epoch for the boardroom with a good amount of total value locked here. If you see the Ames, so what you do with the boardroom is you put your A share right here, you stake A share, and you will get Ames in return, and then you just get Ames, you put that into a farm. Or if you go to the quarry, they do have nodes for their Ames token and their A share token as well, which these nodes, one thing to note about these nodes is that when you put the money in, you put your tokens in, they are gone, they are locked. So if you look at the A share or the Ames token, it will cost 50 Ames, so about $58-$60 right now, and your tokens will be gone. They are locked, but you will get a pretty solid APR and daily percentage back. But just one thing to note with the nodes, but that could be a pretty powerful tool to use as well. And if you look at their query, actually I want to go back to their white paper because I do want to cover one thing on the nodes, actually, if I can find it. Okay, I guess I can't, so we'll move on. And if we look at their bonds, so this is actually where you would go if the project goes below peg, below the current TWAP peg. So if we fall below 1-to-1 for the peg, the TWAP price, you want to go in here. If you want to do your part, you will actually spend Ames to get a bond, which will thus burn some Ames to reduce the amount of circulation to bring that price up a little bit back over peg. And then when we are over peg, you can sell or redeem your A bonds to get Ames for a profit. So that's how you can do your part to help us get over peg. And they do a really good job on the strategy page about breaking down a strategy that they recommend if you're new to Tomb Forks or projects like this or Ames.DeFi. They say for the overall health and sustainability of Ames.DeFi, they advise take 10% profit from your A share rewards and stake the rest in the boardroom. This help maintains the high APRs across the entire protocol. When you print Ames from the boardroom, take 10% profit and reinvest the rest into Ames BUSD pool. This buffs up the liquidity pair and makes Ames resistant to large price impacts. So keep note of that. And if you see here, they do a good job again about showing an image actually here to break it down. So again, you can stake Ames BUSD LP, stake A share BUSD LP, and then you earn. You can swap to BUSD or take some for profit. And then when you'll get A share, you can stake your A share in the boardroom, and it shows a little loop here. So let's say you stake it, you can earn more tokens, swap it for BUSD, take some profit, put it in the LP, then you earn more A share, stake it in the boardroom, get more Ames, just a continuous loop just like that. So pretty cool to have a strategy to kind of go to help you if you're new. If you're ever looking for addresses for any of their their tokens, right here is a very good page. They have their addresses, and there's a couple other ones listed in here as well as Ames.DeFi. They do have an auto compounder, which you can go in here, look at the different pools you want to be a part of, and look at it. You'll get high APY, pretty good daily, and it is passive really. That's the point of an auto compounder, is that if you put your money in these auto compounders, you can just leave it, and if you want, you can zap in. They have these zap in options. So let's say you want to zap in, say you have BUSD, you can put 101, and then as long as you had the funds, I just don't in this wallet, but if it has your funds, there's a 1% fee. It'll give you the amount that you need, equal amount of each token. Zap in, it'll give you those LP tokens you put in, and then just like that, your auto compounder is working for you in the background. So always nice to see auto compounding options if you don't have the time to get in here every day and manually compound, or if you just want to put it in and forget about it, definitely check out the auto compounder. But either way, guys, that is Ames.DeFi. And again, I always note, one of my strategies for these Tomb Forks, how I like to play some of them, is that I typically go in the boardroom if we're over peg. That's what I like to do. If we're over peg, I usually put a big chunk in the boardroom, let it stake, and then when I get my A share, or when I get the Ames token, you can go to the farm. And I like the Ames BUSD pair just because it's ideally supposed to be two stable coins, pegged to each other. So not a whole lot of volatility there. So just something to note if you're going to play Ames.DeFi. And I like to say play because it's kind of a game. A little bit, I like to look at it that way. So I would put my money in the boardroom, and then when you get Ames, consider putting it in the Ames BUSD, LP. And again, when we do fall under peg, hopefully we don't, but it does happen. When we go under peg, consider doing your part in helping the ecosystem by burning some Ames, getting some A bonds, and then getting us back over peg, and then you can redeem them. So something to keep note of, but either way, guys, that is Ames.DeFi, just another tomb fork pegged to BUSD, a stablecoin on the Binance chain. I really like these tomb forks, and I think they're even better when they are pegged to a stablecoin. I really like that. But either way, guys, let me know in the comments below what you think of Ames.DeFi. If there's other projects I should cover and review, let me know, and I'll do some research, and maybe I'll make a video on it because, as always, do your own research. None of this is financial advice, and all of this is super high risk. So just know that going into it. And otherwise, if you can like the video, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell and share the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. All right, see you guys.